What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope you all are having a great day. It is Thursday, Thirsty Thursday. Ran out in the cold here to get some more wood and got some more trim to put up. There's always going to be something to do. This woman at Home Depot asked, she's like, "Are you still working on that?" It's like, yeah, I'm going to be working on that thing probably till the day I die. It's an old-ass house, and an old-ass house always has a lot of shit that needs to be done on, especially one that had been in the shape that it was in. Be that as it may, we are getting a report from Ed Werder that says, now Dan Quinn, understand, has had not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 interviews. Damn. 5 interviews that are scheduled to meet. My hands. Look at my hands. They're so big. Cleaning out, this fireplace and the brick and stuff in there. It's like the soot and stuff is like ink almost. It won't come out of my hands. I've used Gojo like crazy. I've literally just about scrubbed off skin and it's still there. Anyway, Ed Werder says, and Dan Quinn's already had 2 of the interviews. I think he has 2 more scheduled today and 1 more tomorrow. You know, when the Cowboys really want to get somebody, they don't let them out the building. Yeah, you're not. If you're getting there and we want you, you're not getting on a plane to leave. Just not. They're going to make sure they get a deal done. Evidently, these teams that brought him in thus far have not said, we can't live without you. And this is where I wonder if what happened with the Green Bay Packers game, where the defense looked bad, has brought back memories of when he was the coach with the Atlanta Falcons, and also looking at how the Cowboys have had problems with certain types of teams. Teams that can run the football have killed the Cowboys. Now, to Dan Quinn's defense, I will say they're still not completely there with everything they need. I know people have this saying that you're supposed to be successful with whatever you have, and if not, you're just garbage. But I remember how bad we were with Mike Nolan and needed a complete overhaul. And here's the thing that's crazy. The problem with this defense is linebacker. See, most people think it's the defensive linemen that make all the tackles. Well, you got good defensive linemen. You got Hankins and, supposedly Mozzie Smith and stuff. But see, here's the thing with the defense. Your edge rusher's job is to get upfield, to be able to put pressure on the quarterback, whether it's a run or not. Typically, your edge rushers aren't big tackle guys. DeMarcus Lawrence is more the exception than the rule, that he is a better run stopper. Your interior defensive lineman, your main job, especially the one technique guy, is to keep the offensive linemen from getting to the second level, because the linebackers are the ones that are supposed to get the tackles and the glory. Trust me, I know that. I played nose guard at JMU. You're just there to hold the line. And it's the linebackers that scrape and move and make the plays, that have to be able to play downhill. When you see somebody like a Bobby Wagner, when you see somebody like a Demario Davis, they are literally there, boom, and when they hit guys, they go backwards. They are made to hit, to roam and hit and tackle for losses. Unfortunately, we've been talking about linebacker for 2 years. If you remember back, I remember the last time I was in Oxnard having a conversation, because going into the season, Leighton Vander Esch was, we'd let go Jalen Smith. Leighton Vander Esch was the only linebacker we even had on the roster, really, that had any playing experience. We brought in, journeymen and guys that nobody knew, that didn't stick. Our solution was drafting a Damone Clark, a guy with a spine that was fused, and bringing in an Anthony Barr, a guy on one leg. Good linebacker before he hurt tore his ACL, But he joined the Cowboys in training camp, still recovering from the ACL. Now this year, they said, hey, we're going to get Overshown. We're high on Overshown. And Overshown looked like he was going to be the real deal, but got injured. You still had Leighton Vander Esch, but then Leighton Vander Esch, with the injury history and the neck, goes out. And now you are taking guys who have been safeties. Now safeties tackle. Don't get me wrong, they do. They tackle and they cover. But generally speaking, a safety is a smaller guy who's not necessarily used to playing in the middle and having to shed blocks, okay? Taking on the guard, being able to get rid of that guy and locate, like a sinking missile, the running backs. This is another one of those problems where, you want to point and say, Dan Quinn, you suck. Now, Dan Quinn changed his defense up completely. I don't know what it was, why we ended up going so light, so many defensive backs instead of going a heavy package. But maybe some of that was out of necessity because he just does not have run-stopping linebackers. And that goes back to the Cowboys and the philosophy of, we believe in our own guys. Well, you can believe in our own guys, but if they're hurt, you can't believe but so far down the line. Maybe that young guy who you're throwing out there, maybe in a couple of years he will be a really good player. But you can't believe in your guys that have no experience, and not all of your guys that you believe in are going to be players. So that's the problem that we have with the Cowboys is linebacker. So to me, that's an issue that they need to address, whether it's Dan Quinn or anybody else. Whether Dan Quinn gets one of these jobs and maybe you promote Joe Witt to be the defensive coordinator or Al Harris, I don't know what you're going to do. But you still need to address the linebacker situation. We are not good. We are very, very weak at linebacker, and most of you all, I'm not telling you anything that you don't know. Now, per Ed Werder, if Dan Quinn does not get one of these jobs, he's not hired by one of these teams, that he will be coming back to the Dallas Cowboys. And I just want to know, how do you guys feel about that? And if you don't bring back Dan Quinn, a guy who took the Cowboys from being the worst defense in the history of the Dallas Cowboys, who do you want to be your defensive coordinator? It's a very big question, isn't it? Who do you want to be your defensive coordinator? I, for one, am still going to go the route of the Dallas Cowboys front office needs to get the players that we need to fulfill this. Running back was a problem that they did not address. They went in knowing that Tony Pollard is not an every down back and did nothing to replace Zeke and his production. And linebacker has been a problem for a couple of years, and it reared its ugly head. But hey, what do I know? I'm a guy with a day job, a voodoo doll, and an old ass fallen to the ground house that I'm rebuilding. What do I know? I'm just a village idiot. Have a great day. Peace.